What would an alien actually look like? Forget the little green men. The honest answer is that it comes down almost entirely to one thing: the planet it grows up on. Change the world and you change the only body that could ever survive there. So let's drop in on a few and meet what could live on each. Start with gravity. On a small world with a weak pull, almost nothing stops life getting tall. Bones barely have to hold anything up. You could grow spindly looming giants, built like a daddy longlegs the size of a crane, drifting around in slow motion. Now flip it. On a heavy world, where gravity drags everything down, being tall is a death sentence. So life goes low and wide and armored, hugging the ground. Picture less graceful giant, more living coffee table. The same basic idea of an animal pressed by two different worlds into two things you'd never guess were cousins. Now leave the ground behind completely. Picture a planet like Jupiter. No surface to stand on at all, just a bottomless ocean of cloud thousands of miles deep. Could anything live in a place like that? Some people actually sat down and did the sums, then got artists to draw what they found. Down low, tiny drifters floating like dust. Feeding on them, enormous living balloons, miles across, that stay aloft by pumping the heavy gases out of their own bodies. And hunting through it all, jet-propelled things that blast around the open sky. No legs, no ground, no face you'd recognize, just gentle giants the size of cities grazing in the wind. Then there's the light. You picture an alien world lit like this one, a friendly yellow sun overhead. But what if the sun were red? A dimmer, cooler star glowing a deep ember red, and the most common kind of star there is. A world warm enough to live on would have to huddle in close. And creatures there might not bother seeing that dim red glow at all. They might see heat instead. Reading the warmth pouring off a living body in the dark, the way a snake already does, right here, tonight. Imagine a hunter that doesn't see you as a shape, just as a soft, moving glow. And notice how stubbornly we assume life needs water. So what if a world had none? Out on Titan, one of Saturn's moons, it rains, but not water. It's so cold there that the rivers and lakes are liquid methane, the stuff that hisses out of your gas hob. If something swims in that, its whole chemistry runs on a different fuel, at a crawl, in the deep cold, a slow, frostbitten thing gliding through a freezing orange river. Or go the other way, a moon like Europa, a smooth ball of ice with a saltwater ocean sealed underneath, holding more water than every sea on Earth combined, in total darkness, forever. Anything down there would be blind from birth. It would feel its way by sound, by touch, by the faint electric crackle of other living things. Not a monster, a swimmer in an ocean with a roof that has never once seen the sky. So would anything out there share even a little with us? More than you might think. Not because aliens copied us, but because the universe keeps landing on the same good ideas over and over. Take the eye. A working eye is such a good idea that life on this planet didn't invent it once and share it around. It invented it from scratch, on its own, around 40 separate times. You and an octopus split ways more than 500 million years ago, built on completely different body plans. And you both ended up with the same thing in your head. A lens, focusing light onto a sheet of cells. Wings did it too. Insects, then the flying reptiles, then birds, then bats. 4 separate runs at the same trick. Evolution loves some of these answers so much, it can't leave them alone. There's a crab shape it has stumbled into again and again from creatures that started out as something else entirely. So don't rule it out. Give it a few billion years and your great-great-great-grandchildren might just have claws. So out there, you'd probably still find eyes of some kind, limbs of some kind, mouths of some kind. The deep basics might rhyme. So why haven't we found any of this? The truth is, we probably won't, at least not soon. Not by photographing a creature, we're nowhere near that. Instead, we read the air of a faraway planet and look for gases that simply shouldn't be there. A whole sky quietly breathing out something that only life knows how to make. Our own planet does exactly that. Earth's air is full of the exhaust of life, and lately of us. We now know of more than 5,000 worlds around other stars. When your grandparents were born, we knew of exactly none. And we have barely started counting. So would any of them look like us? This is where the people who study it openly split. One camp says yes, that this funneling toward good answers is so relentless that intelligent life anywhere ends up roughly human-shaped. Eyes on the front, hands that grip, a big brain on top. The other camp says run the tape of life on Earth over again from the start, and you would never get humans. Not the second time. Not ever. Nudge one early accident and the whole story comes out unrecognizable. We might be a one-off, a fluke that happened exactly once. The same evidence, opposite conclusions, which tells you just how wide open this still is. And honestly, we have been playing it safe this whole time. Every creature so far still ate, still moved, still had a body you could point at. Loosen even that, and it gets strange fast. Life that runs on no water, and none of our chemistry at all. A creature with no fixed shape, a thinking slime that simply flows around things. Something the size of a moon's entire ocean, one single living thing. Far too slow and too spread out for you to ever notice it was alive. You could be standing on it right now. And yet, whenever we dream up a visitor, we still hand it a face. We did it because a face is exactly what we are hoping to find. We want it to have eyes so it can look back at us. We want a mouth so that one day it might speak. Deep down, we are not really searching for aliens, we are searching for company. So we keep drawing ourselves, slightly rearranged, and calling it the unknown. So picture that imagined alien one last time. Then, quietly, let it go. The real thing, if it is out there, probably has no face to scream with, and no eyes to find you in the dark. It might be a balloon grazing an orange sky, a warmth that hunts in the cold, an ocean that thinks. The strangest possibility was never that alien life would turn out to be a monster. It is that you could be looking right at it and never once realize it was alive.